Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When we were trying to get this podcast off the ground, we had so many questions. How do we record an episode? Where do we find background music? How do we get our show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other places that people like to listen? And where do we find advertisers? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, distributing, and monetizing your podcast. And best of all, it's 100% free and 100% ridiculously easy to use. Anchor makes it simple to get up and running. You can upload and schedule your podcasts ahead of time. It publishes to all the major podcast platforms. You can easily check your stats. I could go on, but instead, why don't you go and get started? Go to anchor.fm/start to join the e-commerce minute and a diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. We can't wait to hear your podcast.
It's the E-commerce Minute, your daily dose of e-commerce, tech, and retail news with your hosts, Bart Mraz and John Suter. The E-commerce Minute is a production of Sumo Heavy, a digital commerce consulting firm in Brooklyn, New York, and Philadelphia. Find us on the web at sumoheavy.com. It's E-commerce Minute, episode number 207.
In today's episode, Amazon Prime tops 100 million members.
Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos announced in his annual shareholder letter that the e-commerce giant has exceeded 100 million paid Prime subscribers. 13 years post-launch, we have exceeded 100 million Prime members globally, he wrote in this year's letter to shareholders. He added that in 2017, Amazon shipped more than 5 billion items and more new members joined Prime than in any other year. And for the first time, Amazon reported more than half of its online marketplace unit sales came from third-party sellers. That's pretty interesting. Prime subscribers pay monthly or annual fees in exchange for quick shipping on orders, plus numerous other perks like music, video streaming, photo storage, and the ever-popular and more. The memberships encourage customers to shop more with Amazon to get their money's worth, much like bricks and mortar warehouse clubs like Costco. Amazon has always kept its Prime subscriber number a closely held secret, which forced analysts to guesstimate the figure based on shopper surveys. Analysts made projections of 65 to 85 million, while Amazon simply said the numbers were in the, quote, tens of millions. Prime subscribers are known to be more lucrative to Amazon, estimated to spend twice as much money every year than non-members, according to consumer intelligence research partners. Amazon is holding the lead in e-commerce as well as cloud computing. It's also building an advertising business to capitalize on their traffic. They're also betting big on voice with their expanding line of Echo devices. But threats from Walmart loom large with strong price competition as well as domination in the grocery space. But you're still not going to beat them.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny that you have to pay and then become the most lucrative customer for Amazon, right?
And it's funny. I think I've been a Prime customer since it started, and back when, what was it, $75 when it started?
Yeah.
And I kept seeing them like adding things. I'm like, are they doing this because they think that people are going to go away? And but now it just becomes like a no-brainer.
You not have it, right?
You can't not have it. I mean, it costs you more not to have it, especially somebody like you and I. I have an Amazon problem. I got a little Amazon problem.
Everything comes from Amazon.
Everything. So this was a big deal because, as I said in the report, that the number was always kind of kept secret, and it kind of drove the analysts crazy. And they were off by multiples of millions. The high number was 85 million. They were still kind of way off. That's a lot of zeros.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the last 2 years, Amazon just like popped like crazy. I mean, the stock on there just went up crazily.
Yeah. I mean, well, you have to look at the stock. I have some Amazon stock. I've had it for a very long time, and it's like you had said before, is the analysts don't look and say, oh, they're going to post a profit. These people are in for the long haul with Amazon. The margins have been slimmer than 2% since 2011. That is that's pretty thin. So you got to sell a lot of crap to make up for that.
True, but everything they're doing is just pushing and pushing and pushing, which is
and what I like about Amazon is that they're innovating like crazy. Obviously you have the cloud segment. Now they're in the devices, the Kindles, they every market that they move into, they eventually dominate, which is kind of scary from an antitrust monopoly kind of thing, but they do it right. It's a pretty amazing story.
It is indeed. I love it.
So the future of Amazon, I mean, they're getting into home security, healthcare, banking. Some even say crypto. They're just scary for some people, but
The everything store.
you're into everything. All right. Got anything to add to this one?
And they sold books back in the day.
And they sold books from Jeff Bezos' crappy little desk that was made from a door. Got anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right. That's your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you on the internet tomorrow. That's it for today's show. If you like the show, do us a favor and subscribe or leave us a review on iTunes. And don't forget, you can now listen to the e-commerce minute on your Amazon device. Just add e-commerce minute to your flash briefing. And finally, if you have a comment or suggestion or just want to say hi, find us on social media at Sumo Heavy.